Welcome to Layers of Communication with your host, Lydia Taggart. Life presents experiences that add a layer to who we are and how we see the world, affecting how we communicate. Lydia is here to help you take apart the layers and create new ways to connect and build relationships. So now, please welcome the host of Layers of Communication, Lydia Taggart.
Hello, all my friends. Welcome to Layers of Communication. I'm your host, Lydia Taggart. I'm so glad that you're here today. I can't wait to share all my fun stories with you and see how they influence and help you change your perspective and get through all those layers that might be affecting your relationships. So today I want to talk about feelings. Who decides what we feel? What are feelings? I mean, everybody's got feelings, but they're all different, and it's kind of hard to understand other people. And well, what's coming up is, I know this has happened to you. It happens to everyone. Someone has a feeling, maybe you have the feeling, maybe somebody else has a feeling, like you're sick one day or something, right? And someone says, you've been sick all week. How can you still be sick? Are you really sure that you don't feel well? Or one of my favorite lines from growing up was, you can be sick and get paid for it. You may as well just buck up and deal with it. But how does it feel to have a feeling and then to not get that feeling validated, to be in a way shamed because we don't feel like everybody expects us to feel? And it can be like, you're supposed to be happy, right? This is a great thing. You should be happy. It's a beautiful day outside. You should be excited to be outside, but you really just feel like, I want to go back to bed. Or, there's so many different factors into how we feel. Some of us are just wired to be a little more sensitive than other people emotionally. And sometimes we're a little more tough than others, just built that way. It's how we are. Or, we've had, if we've had a really tough experience, everything else seems so easy. Why can't they handle it? And we get a little bit judgmental. It happens to all of us. It's part of being human. But what if we just said, you don't feel good today? I hope you feel better. What if we just left it at that instead of going, really? Why don't you feel good? Why don't we just simplify it and say, oh, I hope you feel better. We don't even have to say, I'm sorry you don't feel good. We don't have to victimize and, oh no, you don't feel good today. Oh no. We don't have to do any of that. We just acknowledge it. Oh, okay. I hope you feel better. Validate it and move on. What kind of different world would it be? Just think for a minute. What if I remember when I was a kid, my dad was the coach for the softball team, the baseball team. And he's always saying, you run like a girl. I am a girl. But if I got hurt, and I twisted my ankle a lot when I was a kid, and he would say something to the effect of, rub some dirt on it, walk it off. It's not that bad, not that big a deal. Grow up, be a man, in baseball terms. And to an extent, I could just walk it off and be like, gonna be okay. It's all good. I can do this. I can walk it off. It doesn't hurt that bad. And for those kinds of things, a lot of times walking it off helps it heal faster. You get past it faster. So let's turn that to an emotional experience. If we avoid it, like the sprained ankle, sometimes we need to put it up and rest it. But if we leave it without being walked on for a long time, like a week or something, then when we go back to try to walk on it, those muscles are going to be weak. They haven't been used. They're disintegrating, and I believe the word is atrophy. And you're not going to be able to use your ankle as much if you don't get up and walk on it. It heals faster when you use it. All these athletes, they get hurt and they go deal with it for a minute, but they're right back in the game. And a lot of people say it's because of the money and they have to do it for their contract or whatever. But really, it is a better way of heal in a lot of circumstances. Now, if you're broken, it's a different story. Totally different. Let's not compare all these different things that aren't really meant to be compared, okay? So if you're having an emotional setback, you've tripped, emotionally hurt, you sprained your ankle emotionally, so to speak, and we want to sit down and put our feet up and say, oh no, what was me? I'm hurt. And then our emotional muscles get weaker and it hurts more the next time we try to step on it. Even though we're giving our emotions time to heal, sometimes we need to just deal with it and move on and be stronger. Now, I have heard a lot of times that if you give yourself a time limit, and I love this, give yourself a time limit for when you're going to be allowed to feel that emotion. And so it can be any limit you want, but you want it to be set that you are going to be done being stuck or experiencing this emotion. You're going to say, okay, I'm going to feel it. I'm going to really feel it, really, really feel it, and then move on. And we can totally do this. If we think about little kids, and I've heard so many people say, oh, they're just fake crying. They're just trying to get attention. That's their fake cry, right? What if everything we do is a coping mechanism of trying to get something better out of this world? I really think that everything that we do is trying to improve the life. Okay, so whatever age we are, I believe we're all still children of God, so it doesn't matter how old you are. We still have these tendencies. We still have so much more to learn and grow. And so if we take a young child who's throwing a tantrum, whatever you want to call it, they're having their little fake cry, and we ignore them. What happens if we just ignore it? Well, then they're going to try to cope in another way. Either give up and withdraw, say, well, that didn't work, which is what most parents and adults want. They want them to stop the tantrum and withdraw and stop seeking out the attention. What if we give them the attention? Those are two ways that we could may possibly react, right? So if they withdraw and we say, fine, then what does that do to our relationship with them? We respect them for stopping the fake cry, but we also could be damaging their emotions and their trust in us, and it could be detrimental to go that direction. What if we indulge in that and go, oh no, there's a tantrum, and then they're going to keep doing that. We don't want to do that either, right? That's super not where we want to go, because it's going to reinforce that behavior. What if we did another reaction? There is another way. And I'll share with you this experience I had with my daughter. She was crying, and I thought, this tantrum must end, but I'm not going to ignore her, and I'm not going to indulge in it. I'm going to give her permission to feel it. And I said, okay, Lily, you got 7 seconds left until you're done. And I counted down. My mom was there with me. It was really great. She's like, you're giving her a countdown to stop crying? I'm like, yeah. And I got 3, 2, 1, and you're done. And she's, oh, okay, I'm done. And we moved on. Life was great. I validated her feelings and let her feel it, even though it could have been classified as a fake cry. So that's the thing. We don't know what other people are really feeling. If you have an emotion and someone decides that it's a fake emotion or you shouldn't be having it, but there's no way they can really know how you're feeling, right? There's no way to really know if that twisted ankle or that bruise hurts, or if it's just, oh, I have a bruise. Where did that come from? Because that happens a lot too. But we don't know what other people are feeling. We don't know if they're really, really feeling something or if it's just a show. Why do we want to decide that they're fake? That's a question we could ask. We don't have to decide that people are lying and untrustworthy. We can decide that they are, in a way, innocent until proven guilty, that they are having good intentions, and everyone around us is trying their best with what they have available. That's what we can do. So we want to be able to feel and express these emotions. It's important to feel our feelings. If we come up to this feeling, so if we have a wall, right, and we're traveling along and we get to the feeling of, oh no, there's a feeling, and we run away. And we come back up, oh no, there's that feeling again, we run away. We're never going to get to the other side if we keep avoiding it. And we can maybe feel it a little bit, and then, oh, that's wearing me out, that's scary, that's sad, that's depressing, I don't want to do that anymore, and we stop. We're never going to get through it. As long as we allow ourselves the opportunity, and others, allow other people to feel our feelings, we can just move on and deal with it, right? Like the hurt ankle, not the broken ankle. Broken is different. If you have broken emotions, it's different. I'm talking about the regular emotions that we try to stuff down and hide from the world. But if we have a sprained ankle, a hurt or sprained emotion, we can move through it. We can deal with it, maybe at a slower pace. We're hobbling along a little bit, but as long as we're moving, we're going to be strengthening if we're doing it properly. If we're allowing it and we're not filling ourselves with guilt or judging others about it, give everyone the benefit of the doubt, including ourselves, when we get to the other side. These feelings, there's just some things that we cannot understand if we haven't experienced it ourselves. And if we're afraid of experiencing it, it's going to hold us back. Who gets to decide what we feel? Well, we do. We get to decide that ourselves. That's a choice that we can make. Just like my daughter was choosing to give herself that time when mom says, you're going to be done in so many seconds, and give the countdown. We can choose to believe that and react to that. And we can, we set ourselves up with our own expectations of our emotions. I'll say that again, because that's kind of a deep idea there. We set ourselves up with our own expectations of our emotions. Now, what does it feel like? We have no idea. So my daughter's on my mind a lot today. There's been a lot happening with her this week. And I'm always amazed at people who come up and say, she's got 5 brothers. Oh, what does it feel like to be the only girl? How do you express what that? It's just the way it's always been. Never known anything else. What am I supposed to feel? And she looks at them like, I don't know what you're talking about, right? And when you come into a situation that you've never experienced, you can't comprehend it. But at the same time, when someone's coming up to you that you're in something, you can't comprehend, they're not able to comprehend it. I came across a friend, and she reminded me, we were talking about her grandchildren and stuff, and she says, she's one of 14 kids. 1 of 14 kids? It just blows my mind. Wow, right? People come up to me, you have quadruplets? Wow. But we've been doing it for over 13 years now, and it's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. And it's the same thing when I meet someone who is an only child. I just cannot wrap my head around that. How would that be to just be the only child? How would that be? I can't even understand that. I can't comprehend it. I can try. I can study it. I can figure out what I think it might be like, but there's no way that I can understand it because I've never experienced it, and I never will experience being an only child or having an only child. Well, I guess technically I did have 1 child for a little while, but it wasn't really a big, long time. So it's different. Just the same as being one of 14 children. I just can't even wrap my head around that. That is a big family compared to mine. And mine is a big family compared to a lot of other families. So there's just these perspectives we just don't understand, but who gets to decide how we feel? Now, when someone asks my daughter, how does it feel to be the only girl? What's it like to be the only girl? Well, then she has no idea. She's like, I never wondered, what is that? I don't know. So then she gets to decide, how does it feel? It's brought to her attention. She should have a feeling about this. And then she gets to create, well, it's fun. Or I get to be the princess all the time. Or my brothers protect me, or they pick on me, or whatever it is. She gets to decide and create how she feels about it. And we get to do that all the time. How do we feel about having a sprained ankle? We get to create that. We can create our emotions. And I'm going to leave that with you today, that we're a little bit shorter today. I'm trying to make these quicker today. I'm going to leave that with you, that be aware that you get to decide. It's a choice you get to make, how you feel, how you react, how long you stay in that feeling. We can choose these things, and we can let other people choose theirs too. And I really encourage you, my tip today, allow other people the space to feel how they feel. Don't encourage and victimize them or say, oh no, that's so horrible, wow, oh, how terrible, how crazy, ah. That reinforces whatever crazy they're going through right then. And it strengthens and makes it harder to get through. We think that it's us validating and helping them feel not alone, which it does, but it also encourages them to stay there. It encourages that emotion to stay there and get stronger. And we don't want to build on that. We can say, oh, okay, well, I hope things improve quickly for you. Or I hope that, whatever it is. We can say so many things. We can say, I'll be praying for you. I'm here for you. What can I do to help? And if you can think of something, this is my favorite tip today. If we can think of something that is helpful, just go do it. Just go do it. Don't ask them to tell you what to do. If they're in a strong emotion, if they've had some sort of trauma or a really bad thing happen, they're not going to be in a clarity mind to say, hey, yeah, I should have da, 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 da. And you can do this and they can do that, and then I will be able to heal. We don't practice for these things. We don't set up a plan usually. So if you see that they need a dinner brought in, or if you see that their kids need to be taken out and given ice cream, or if you see that their lawn needs to be mowed, or their leaves need to be raked, or maybe they haven't done their dishes in a week. Maybe you don't have time to do their dishes, but you know that that's a need. You can bring them paper plates. And I can tell you that would be appreciated in most places. Bring them paper plates and a TV dinner or frozen pizza. Deliver pizza to their house. Just have pizza delivery guy show up on their doorstep, already prepaid. Here's your dinner. You don't even have to take any time. You can order it online, pay it online, send it. Just, hey, are you home? Okay, great. And then send them something. You can do that with so many things. And let's step up. Let's be observant and not make them have something more to do to decide, hey, yeah, I need some help. It's hard to ask for help. And allowing them to feel that feeling is going to really make an awesome difference. All right, I'm Lydia Taggart. This is Layers of Communication. Thanks for being here with me today. Have a great one. See you later. Remember, you're worth it, and so are they. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Layers of Communication with your host, Lydia Taggart. Tune in next week as we discover the layers in order to communicate and connect down to your core on Lydia Taggart's Layers of Communication.